Hi, my name is Jim and I was retired. There's a lot of interest in using AI tools for DIY retirement. Last week's video had more than 10,000 views. In this week's video, I will continue to explore how to DIY retire with AI. Stay tuned. Now, last week's comparison between Boldin AI Planner and Grok was on a specific Roth conversion, and it drew a lot of views and a lot of comments. Some were questioning Boldin AI's analysis of the Roth conversion. Some questioned the safety of using personal finance questions with an AI agent. Others had mixed emotions about using Grok. I'm going to begin by clearing up some of the questions about Boldin's analysis, but stick around for the video to see a review of several AI platforms and how they recommend that DI retirees use their tools safely. Now, after one viewer asked about the differences between the initial estimate of roughly 150,000 in tax savings and a much higher 425,000 figure for total tax liability savings, I asked the Boldin AI Planner Assistant to explain the difference. And the difference comes from how the Boldin planning engine calculates lifetime taxes versus total tax liability. The first number is the actual checks you write to the IRS or your state tax department. And the larger number is what you might have had to write if the growth in the tax-free account had been in a taxable or tax-deferred account. Yet, when I ran through the numbers again, I realized the AI agent had misread the Boldin financial plan. It appeared to think that my spouse was born in 1964, and the Boldin plan clearly notes that she was born in 1961. Now, this change prompted the AI planning assistant to rerun the numbers and calculate the tax savings and the total benefit to the Roth conversion. And this brought the numbers to 150,362 less in taxes paid to the IRS and the state, and a lifetime benefit to the estate of 258,345. Now, that lifetime benefit to the estate is different than that total tax liability. It's looking at how your whole estate at the passing of the second spouse grew because of the Roth conversion. I also asked the AI assistant to clarify that this was based solely on the one planned $68,000 Roth conversion later in 2026 from my wife's IRA to her Roth IRA. And the agent said that's the case. I also asked how it decided that the birth year was 1964, and it said that was my mistake in part of a previous turn, and I apologize for the confusion. I misread the timeline when calculating the longevity ages, which led me to the incorrect 1964 date. I have since re-verified your plan data. I also asked about the saved conversations because I had to find this chat again. And it appears that the AI planning assistance chats are only saved with the active scenario. And this is different from the way other AI agents work. And it's important for Boldin users to realize that the chats are saved with a specific scenario, not to your base plan. And there's no master history of your AI chats. They're per scenario. Boldin's AI Planner Assistant also confirmed another viewer's comment. The technology under the hood is Google's Gemini for the large language model, but Boldin has built a custom financial planning engine that sits between you and Gemini. It is supposed to go and look at your Boldin's plan to make sure it got the right numbers, but you might want to ask it to verify. So I decided to go to Gemini and a few other AI agents with this question. How can a DIY retiree like me use Gemini better to assess retirement plans without revealing too much personal identifiable information? What AI prompts work best in finding actionable items for sound long-range planning for a retirement. Now, those of you in the workforce may want to know what AI skills will make you stand out. But as a DIY retiree, I'm more interested in which AI skills can help me avoid a reliance on an AUM advisor, asset under management, those 1% crew. And here's how it replied. First, use anonymized proxy technique. And by the way, I'm going to share PDFs of these tip sheets on my Google site. Uh, you can find a link down there to them. They're for free. Download all of these. But that first one, anonymized proxy techniques, is what I've been doing for more than 5 years now on the YouTube channel. I've been sharing my lessons learned, and it's not always my exact numbers. I've rounded, and that's what they suggest you do with AI as well. Instead of saying my wife and I, say a couple, age 62 and 65, etc. You get the drift. Abstract your assets. Instead of my Fidelity 401k, use a pre-tax traditional 401k with a 60-40 stock to bond allocation. Anyway, round the numbers down and generalize. It also suggested 3 power prompts for actionable planning. And the first one was to stress test for a sequence of return risk. And you can specifically say, I have a portfolio, rounded numbers, and what happens if the market drops 20% in the first 2 years? What would the result be after 25 years of my retirement? The second stress test power prompt was a tax bracket management prompt to here are the assets that I have, and I'm trying to hold off Social Security until 70. Help me plan through the tax brackets to avoid spikes, particularly when I approach the required minimum distribution age of 73. This one I love is the AUM fee comparison. Show me what my results would have been over the last 10 years if I had relied on a 1% AUM advisor and they took that out of my results. Gemini also recommended to apply high-value AI skills to your retirement. Let's look at this table. Here's the skill and how it replaces an advisor for your DIY retirement. PDF interrogation. You can upload a 50-some page summary plan description or a complete complex perspective and ask, summarize the fee structure and any hidden surrender charges there on page 12. You can do a comparative analysis of 2 of your holdings, your ETFs, and ask, highlight the overlap between these 2 funds. Am I over concentrated in tech sector? And you can have AI do a devil's advocate. Take a look at my plan and ask Gemini to critique this retirement plan from the perspective of a pessimistic economist. Am I missing something regarding inflation or long-term care? And then Gemini came up with use privacy guardrails as its final recommendations. And those include turn off the activity within the Gemini settings to track it. This prevents the prompts from being saved long term or used to train future models. And use an incognito tab or a privacy tab in your browser to do the research. Those are some privacy guardrails for your use. It also concluded with this a note to the labor force, your peers that are still working, that AI skills that make them stand out is to integrate AI into your workflow. Employers want people who can take a messy project and use AI to create a structured project plan, draft communications, or automate the status updates. For a DIY retiree, you're asking AI to take a messy financial situation and turn it into a structured, automated DIY retirement dashboard. I asked the same general question in my Grok AI agent as well. Now, Tesla bashers out there are not interested in using Grok, and that's fine. I've showed you what Gemini says, and I'll conclude with ChatGPT, which I access through my Apple Intelligence on my Mac. Now, I don't have access to Claude or some of the other tools. I actually happen to like Grok, which I get through my X subscription, and its ability to adapt to the conversation with real-time data. Some of the large language models are several years behind, and so it's not as current. Grok seems to be better with current data. Grok came up with similar advice to Gemini, beginning with the recommendation to work with hypothetical ranges or anonymized variables to protect your privacy. It noted that Grok never stores or shares the conversation that links directly back to you. Now, that is, unless you're doing that up in the right there with that arrow, you can actually share a conversation, as I have in some of my past Grok videos. I've shared the conversation that I've had with Grok for your benefit. It also suggested best AI prompts for actionable long-range retirement planning. For instance, it suggests assign a clear role, act as a neutral DIY retiree educator rather than an advisor, or apply anonymized variables, demand step-by-step reasoning and actionable items. You could also ask it to run several scenarios, or you can also ask it like this to run your idea by specific sources, like cross-reference with SSA.gov or IRS.gov on your recommendations. Grok provided prompt templates which could be adapted to other AI agents, including these: portfolio longevity and Monte Carlo simulations, or Social Security and withdrawal order optimization, and full retirement plan with actionable steps. By the way, I'm editing some of those little tabs there. Actionables is not a word, Grok. It went on to suggest tax and RMD stress tests and budget and healthcare and legacy mini plans. Download this document and take a look at the language. You can adapt that language to any AI agent, not just Grok. And it concluded with a section similar to Gemini's skills table: AI skills that let the DIY retiree stay independent. And finally, it concluded with an important caveat that Grok is not a fiduciary. If you recall last video, it emphasized Grok is not a fiduciary. None of the AI agents are fiduciaries. In my case, a DIY retiree, I believe that I am the fiduciary. I'm the one that's acting in my best interest. I took the same question to Apple Intelligence with ChatGPT, and I'd have to say it's a little bit more complicated than the other two choices that I looked at, because you had to go into your settings on your Mac in system settings and update Apple Intelligence to log on to a basic chat GPT. And then I actually had to restart my laptop before it would begin working right. And it came back with some similar themes: to use generalized scenario-based prompts to focus on actionable insights, and to use AI to support analysis, not replace it. So think of it as not as artificial intelligence, but assisted intelligence for you. And finally, keep the privacy workflow. And among the privacy first workflows that it suggested, avoid uploading statements or exact balances, convert real numbers into ranges, and leverage Apple Intelligence to summarize personal spreadsheet data before you share it with the cloud-based AI. As I said, I'll put a PDF to these tip sheets on my Google Sites for a free download. I'm sharing what I've learned in my DIY retirement that's lasted now a decade, and I'm hoping that it helps you manage your DIY retirement. What about you? Comment below if you've used Boldin's AI assistant, Grok, Gemini, or ChatGPT in your DIY retirement planning. Hey, and be sure to subscribe and like this video and share it with others if you found it helpful. I will conclude with my standard warning. I am not a professional planner. I have no initials after my name. So take these as entertaining ideas from one DIY retiree to another. Always do your own due diligence and seek out a professional if you need one.